Darkness fell about him like a cloak, neither comforting nor malevolent. It soon yielded to an eerie hemispherical sanctum, a cavern lined with rank upon rank of flensed skulls. Their empty eye sockets pointed inwards, towards their skulking slayer. He squatted atop a mound of heads, some bare to the bone and stained in blood, others with flesh still attached. Their keeper busied himself, rooting amongst his trophies and dexterously skinning them with an immense curved blade. His hair was long, dark and lank, with 2 bones impaled crossways for a ragged topknot. Tattered scraps of cloth clung to his frame and wizened limbs, the latter rangy but taut with unnatural strength. Runes marked his skin, glowing dully like sickly emerald. As Vulcan stepped beyond the threshold, Kara Druach glanced up from his labors, a second pair of arms revealed as his body slowly unfurled. His eyes were hollow pits of fathomless black, promising an eternity of agony. The wretched creature smiled, a repugnant expression, then pointed with a long taloned finger to a gap in his legion of skulls. He clutched a head still, its pallid flesh clinging to the bone, but swiftly rolled it between his 4 upper limbs like a spider fashioning silk. Rather than spinning, however, his intent was quite the opposite. In a few short moments, a gleaming skull sat in Kara Druach's hands.
"A place for me, Shade,"
said Vulcan calmly.
"I am honored, but shall have to decline. Instead, I will need passage through the gate. I know it is here. You've hidden it behind this shadow. You will reveal it now."
A harsh choking sound haunted the chamber. It took Vulcan a moment to realize it was laughter. All the while, Kara Druach moved neither his lips nor his limbs. But the air around him crackled, and suddenly, he was gone. Vulcan moved fast, raising Urdrakul as a long curved blade raked across its haft. He barely saw the Shadestalker. Kara Druach had vanished, almost as he had appeared. Vulcan turned and intercepted a beheading blow that fell so hard his ears rang. Again, Kara Druach vanished. A third attack jarred the hammer haft once more. A fourth grazed Vulcan's arm as he raised it in defense. Every blow was a killing strike, aimed at the neck. Kara Druach did not wound his prey. He slew them outright. A hunter of heads, a decapitator of rare and gruesome talent. And he did not yield to frustration. Patiently, relentlessly, he wore at the Primarch, vanishing and reappearing, flitting from shadow to shadow. From above, from below, no direction of attack was barred to him. Slowly, Vulcan began to tire. Fatigue gnawed at him, but whatever evil lurked in this place was draining him too. Souls, he realized. The eyeless sockets of the staring skulls had some anima left. Every one had turned to regard him. Ice coated the Primarch's armor, reaching beyond ceramite and adamantium. The laughter returned, dripping with ancient malice. Kara Druach sensed the end.
"None defy me,"
he said, a half-heard echo.
"You could not escape my blade forever."
"You should know, Shadestalker,"
Vulcan said, slightly breathless.
"that I cannot die, not by your hand."
He had no idea if that was true anymore, but he felt reassuringly bold. Vulcan remembered. He remembered the hunters following him into the lair. He remembered an arachnid thing scuttling across the ceiling on 6 rangy limbs. He remembered Krael's head falling from his shoulders, the tribesman's face cold and dumbstruck. 8 had made it this far. Many more had entered the rift. None of them got any farther. Every warrior of Nocturne died, beheaded. Belgorad had been the last. He had wrapped a cloth around his hunter's spear and doused it with drakespit. The volatile substance gave off a noisome reek that had stung the nostrils. The blade had severed Belgorad's neck, just as he had lit the rag, and fire and light flared ferociously.
"Belgorad,"
uttered Vulcan, provoking a moment's hesitation from Kara Druach. Does he remember that name? Wondered Vulcan. The one who hurt him. The Primarch's fingers traced the ancient sigils wrought into the haft of the hammer. He shut his eyes as he found the one engraved into the icon of a blazing sun. His last glimpse, that of a spider descending.
"You never did like the light."
The blind flare fashioned into Urdrakul's head exploded into searing magnesium brightness. Kara Druach shrieked in agony. The scent of withered old flesh burned on the fetid air. Eyes still closed, Vulcan swung with Erdrakul and heard the crunch of bone. Daring to look, half blind, he saw the hunter of heads scurrying back into the shadows, 2 of his limbs hanging loose by his sides and leaving a trail of dark blood in his wake. Stung, Caradruach folded his other limbs protectively against his body. As the light died, the chamber faded with it. First it thinned to gossamer, then a dry mist. The skulls disappeared, the chamber disappeared. Caradruach lingered longest, the hollows of his eyes pitiless and already yearning for revenge. And then he was gone, and only a black cube remained. It levitated above the ground, slowly turning in the air, sparks of dark lightning cascading off its iridescent surface. The shadow field, or at least its cause. Vulcan destroyed it. Caradruach is an enigmatic Drukhari Mandrake of the Aelendrak region of Commorragh. Known by his peers as He Who Hunts Heads, this legendary mandrake is believed by many to be the primogenitor of such peculiar beings. Viewing all as prey, regardless of their stature, this quiet hunter has sustained a killing spree 8 millennia in the making, striking at seemingly random targets and regions of space. Demanding souls aplenty as payment for his services, whether his toil shall take days, weeks, years, or even decades, his blade shall never waver for a chance to inflict the killing blow. Stripping the flesh of the severed heads of his victims within his lair, the walls of his den are lined with worthy trophies, whilst those who offend his gaze are shattered into pieces. Retaining a fragment of their souls within their craniums, the victims of the Decapitator watch in horror as new spoils accompany their eternal torment with each passing cycle. The disjunction of Shaddam, endangering Caradruach's collection, the Decapitator slew the Mandrake King, Azaruach, as reprisal for his involvement, followed by his brother, Zakorawak, with now both flensed of skin, gazing at one another within his macabre sanctum. The following disjunction, caused by the awakening of Iniad, plunging the Dark City into mayhem. Caradruach slew Archon Cyphrak as his final trophy, allowing the domains of his Shadow Realm to burgeon from his throne, which now consumes both mortals and demons alike. Pursuing goals known only to himself, if such tawdry thoughts such as intent can in truth be applied to this being, many speculate who next shall become the latest offering to the Decapitator's blade, which bears his own morbid title.